Hey there, it's Kim. Happy Easter. This is going to be posted on the evening of Easter Sunday, and I hope that you've had a great Easter celebration. Maybe you hid eggs around your house and got to hide and find them. Maybe you had ham and potato salad and green beans for lunch. Maybe you slept in, but hopefully you got up and watched worship and really have been able to celebrate Easter today with your family. You know, on that first Easter, Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene, and she was afraid, and then she ran to tell the disciples, as Jesus had instructed her, and she said, "I have seen the Lord." You know, the disciples were sad and they were scared, and then Jesus appeared to them. Jesus was resurrected, and then they were full of joy and delight. In the midst of what we're doing now, sometimes we're sad and scared. Sometimes we're filled with joy and delight. The newness has all worn off, and now each day brings something new to think about. Sometimes it brings new emotions, and all of those things are okay. Jesus said to the disciples when Mary Magdalene went first to see them, but after that, then Jesus went to and appeared to the disciples, and he said, "Peace be with you." You know, Jesus says that same thing to us now, peace be with you. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, in the midst of trying to do school online, in the midst of your whole family being in really close quarters at home, no matter what's going on in your life right now, you're missing your friends, you're missing your sports, you're missing all the things that go on in the springtime. And Jesus says to you, peace be with you. And spring break was supposed to have started. I guess you won't have school this next week, but it's not going to be what you expected spring break would be this year. You might have had a trip planned, or maybe you thought you'd get to spend some time with your friends or go hang out at the mall or go see a movie. We're not going to be able to do any of those things this year during spring break. You know, Jesus rose from the dead and we're still stuck. And sometimes that's a hard reality to have to face and deal with. We may be stuck for another month or more. So in these times, I want you to remember that Jesus said, peace be with you. Jesus said, do not be afraid. And Jesus reminds us that he walks with us each day and each moment. So I encourage you to look for moments of joy, the same kind of joy that the disciples and Mary Magdalene experienced when Jesus appeared to them. Look for signs of joy in whatever you're doing each day. Stop and give thanks to God for those moments of joy that you've experienced. And then see if you can find a way to be joy for somebody else. So whether it's something you can do for a neighbor or a grandparent or your parents or brother or sister, whether it's a note you put in the mail or a phone call you make, or maybe you video chat with somebody, whether it's just being especially helpful around the house or doing something that you can for your neighbor, going and blowing bubbles out in the yard for the children to be able to play with or to see. Whatever it is that you can do, try to bring some joy into somebody else's life today and each day. Surely do miss you. Can't wait for the chance we can be back together again at church. But in the meantime, I hope you'll join us on Wednesday nights for the studies that we've been doing at 7:30. And I look forward to staying in touch remotely until I can give you a hug in person. Peace be with you, and happy Easter.